What's up, y'all? So I was getting ready to do content and I just saw this Facebook post come across from the White House stating that President Trump is taking immediate, the word immediate, action to stop major investors from buying individual, single-family residential property. So he wants to get in there and stop it. So I started doing a little bit of digging. I've worked with a couple of these corporations. I've had them buy some listings of ours over the years. How does that really look? Well, what I found through some quick research, thanks to AI, I realized that only 1 to 3% of the nation's homes are owned by a corporation, a REIT, or whatever you want to call it, hedge fund. The majority of them, though, the majority of rental properties are owned by small investors, mom and pops, people like me that have less than 5 doors residentially, stuff like that. They own a quarter of the houses out there. So is this really gonna do more than just grab headlines? I'm not real sure, because yes, there are some areas like Raleigh and Phoenix and Dallas and DC that they have a lot of conventional buyers, these corporations buying their properties, and they do have a higher rate than 1 to 3% of corporation-owned homes. But at the end of the day, is it really gonna help the first-time home buyer get into a new house? Maybe. Because now if a first-time home buyer is competing on a house with low inventory, they may not be going up against these corporations with cash offers and they have, $10 million pre-qual letters that are coming with their offers. But these investors aren't really buying that many houses to begin with. And what's the purpose of all this? Is it to get headlines right before the midterm elections coming up? Or is it actually to open up some inventory? I don't think it's going to open up inventory. We're still at a disadvantage on inventory. We're still at a deficit. So how is making them, the people that are buying 1 to 3% of the properties nationwide, actually going to open up more properties? We need more than 3% inventory to really get caught back up on what we needed. I think it might be a play for headlines. I think it sounds good in the headlines. I think it sounds good overall. This is not an administration statement. This is just a political statement wrapped into real estate. I hope it helps. Although I also hate seeing companies that are, their hands are held. They can't buy stuff. So I've also looked at it from what it looks like on a real estate agent side. So if you work for these corporations, you might want to take some steps now to really start building up another avenue of business. Nobody knows where this came from and nobody knows what's going to happen. Are these corporations going to stop altogether and start selling their properties so that way they can take the money and invest it somewhere else? Are they going to hold on to them? Like, this affects a lot of people. This affects builders, this affects home inspectors and property managers for sure. So where would this go? I don't know. What do you think? Do you think this is going to be good for the housing market? Do you think this is good for first-time home buyers? Or do you think it's just kind of a pomp and circumstance just to grab some headlines right now? So love to know what you thought. I'm still kind of indifferent, but I'm going to keep watching it because I want to see what happens, because I love housing and I want to make sure that we are doing the right thing as a country when it comes to our housing needs. Love your comments. Put them down in the comments below.